Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now I've photographed all sorts of subject matter with the Lumix FZ80. What's been a big plus with this camera has been bird photography, and some of those videos have been a real success with you guys too. Today we're after some really big birds and we're talking aircraft photography. We will be using the camera in a couple of different modes. We'll be using P mode, so any of you guys who are absolute beginners at photography and using the FZ80, then everybody can use P mode. Limited sort of options in how to set the camera up there. It's mainly your white balance and things like that. Now the normal thing to do would be to head out to your local air show or airport. However, in the UK in December, either neither of those things are happening, or it's not going to be fun at all because it's far too cold. Luckily I'm here in Fuerteventura, and where we're staying is pretty close to where the flight path crosses, so we're going to see if we can get some shots there. Obviously it would be better if we were at the airport. We would get a shot with the planes touching down on the tarmac, a little bit of smoke, that type of thing would be a fantastic shot. That's not going to be possible, but the planes are coming in fairly low at this point. You've even got all the landing gear down. The airport is just 4 miles in that direction, so we should be able to get some fairly good shots with the zoom of the FZ80 and get some good images, I think. So yes, we're going to take a few shots using P mode, and then we'll probably move on to shutter priority and use the camera there. A little bit more control for your sort of intermediate level photographer. If we were, for example, shooting a plane coming to land at an airport, shutter priority is great because you can set a low shutter speed, pan with the plane coming in to land, and the background looks nice and blurred and you get that illusion of speed. But I think we'll be shooting straight up into the air, hopefully not into the sun. It's a difficult one to gauge here where the sun's going to be exactly compared with the location. I did have a recce the other day and it looked okay, but today the sun, yeah, it may be in some of the shots. I might have to move my position slightly to get some better images, but I'm waffling now. Yeah, because we're shooting up into the sky, there's not a lot of things there to focus on. So one, we should be able to use autofocus, no problem at all with this camera, to pick up the plane. And two, don't really need to worry about a low shutter speed because there's nothing else in the background other than probably blue sky. So we've got to roughly our location now, and yeah, time to get the camera out. So I'll do a little bit to camera here because the wind is really starting to pick up now. Fuerteventura is known as the windy island, so it should be no great surprise to me. I have got a dead cat on the mic, so hopefully the sound is usable. Yeah, I'm going to try and shoot with as low an ISO as possible. As you know, this camera, anything above ISO 400, you start to see that noise in the images. Again, we're shooting a large subject in the sky, so autofocus should be fine. As ever, I'll put the EXIF data onto the images as well, so you can see what settings I've used, or rather, in some instances, like in P mode, what settings the camera's chosen. One last thing to remember when shooting in shutter priority, aperture priority, or manual, the lens on this camera is not a constant aperture. So as we zoom in on our target, the aperture decreases and the f number increases. So for example, as we zoom in, we'll go up to f8. That's a very small aperture. You get an increase in depth of field there. However, while that's kind of an advantage that everything will be in focus, but the ISO, we may need to raise that because to try and get our shutter speed kept high, enough light into the camera. So there is a little bit of a balancing act there, a bit of a compromise with this camera. We'll see how it goes. So that's enough of me waffling on. Let's crack on and see if we can get some images. So this is our spot. The plane should be coming in from that direction. The sun thankfully is over in that direction, so we should be able to get some good shots. So that was our first plane in the bag. Shot that one in P mode. I forgot to say I do have the camera set up to shoot multiple images. That's handy because you want to get the camera to take shots as quick as possible. Just waiting for the next plane now. Might move into shutter priority. Yeah, I'll put these shots up on screen now though. So for those of you who are looking for a camera for doing this type of photography, if you are a keen enthusiast of aeroplanes and things like that, FZ80 is not bad. I know a lot of people who do this type of stuff use camcorders a lot. Now you're paying an awful lot for a very good camcorder that will shoot 4K. The FZ80 will shoot 4K video, so if that was what you were wanting to do rather than still images, then why not look at one of these cameras. There are the bridge cameras out there that do a similar job. Now over camcorder, got a little bit of a bigger sensor, unless you're going for one of those high-end 1-inch sensor camcorders, which cost an awful lot of money. Now you can pick up a used FZ82 or 80 for around about £100, so that's a pretty good deal. I think stores like CEX will offer you 2 years warranty on your camera as well. Sadly, Panasonic have seen to discontinue this camera. I still think it's a very good camera for anything that involves a huge zoom to bring in your subject. The 1200mm equivalent zoom on this camera is superb for this type of thing. You're shooting in good light, and yeah, image quality is not too bad at all, given the price of the cameras. So guys, that pretty much wraps this video up. If you've enjoyed the video, then please do give it a thumbs up. Really helps the channel out an awful lot. If you're not a subscriber, why not subscribe? You get to see more content that I produce and all those other videos I've produced in the past, and of course it helps us out again massively. If you would like to donate the channel, then there is a buy me a coffee link, or alternatively you can donate through Super Thanks, which is a little bit cheaper. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.